Before Morsi, who was recently ousted, Hosni Mubarak ruled from the 80s up until 2011. While he was president, Egypt was in a state of emergency, so he used the military to enforce his rules. He stepped down from being the president during the 2011 Egyptian Revolution. Here's a video of a protest during the Mubarak Revolution.
We can see the bridge now in front of us. It's full of civilians. The civilians that are taking part with the Interior Ministry above the bridge are using very high quality fireworks to shoot with them at the protesters. Tear gas landing. Stay, get them shot.
After Mubarak was ousted, Mohamed Morsi was democratically elected as president. Morsi started imposing Muslim Brotherhood beliefs and policies on the people. Even though he was elected democratically, at this point, people no longer considered Egypt democratic. The way he ruled was not for the good of the general public, but for himself. He imposed his personal beliefs on the people, and because of this, many Egyptians started protesting. The Supreme Court then closed, and Parliament then became controlled by the Muslim Brotherhood. Protesting escalated throughout the country against Morsi and the Muslim Brotherhood. A protest was then scheduled for June 30th that demanded early elections so Morsi would be removed. Morsi refused to step down, so on July 1st, the military general stepped in and issued a 48-hour ultimatum which tried to force Morsi out of office. Morsi refused to step down, so on July 3rd, Morsi was arrested by the military. Here's another video that shows how the military intervened with the revolution.
Thousands march in downtown Cairo.
The National Salvation Front was formed to help defeat Mohamed Morsi. They have taken part in revolutions, but they do so peacefully. Since Morsi has been ousted, their current goals are to help reform Egypt's government and constitution to make it more democratic and have less military intervention. The National Salvation Front is a coalition of 35 different parties, some of which include the Constitution Party, the Social Democratic Party, and the Egyptian Popular Current. All of these parties want a government that is both secular and democratic. In addition to this, they are also against groups like the Muslim Brotherhood. The heads of the National Salvation Front are Ammar Moussa and Hamdeen Sabahi. Ammar Moussa, like many other members of the National Salvation Front, took part in the 2011 revolution against the past ruler of Egypt, Hosni Mubarak. In addition to the involvement in the revolution, he also is highly involved in the Egyptian government. He served as the Egyptian ambassador to the United Nations for about a year and ran for president in 2012. He wanted Egypt to be democratic, make reforms, and increase development.
Another head leader of the National Salvation Front is Hamdeen Sabahi. He was a journalist who took part in the 2011 revolution against Mubarak. Just like Amir Moussa, he ran for Egyptian president in 2012 and came in third place, behind Morsi and Ahmed Shafiq. The National Salvation Front wants the government of Egypt to be a secular democracy. A secular democracy is a form of democracy where religion is separate from the government. This is wanted by the National Salvation Front because of the past two leaders of Egypt and their effect, the first being Hosni Mubarak and the second being Mohamed Morsi. The NSF was created as a response to the way they ruled. Hosni Mubarak led Egypt as a dictator. As mentioned earlier, the people did not appreciate his rule and overthrew him.
This probably gave the National Salvation Front the idea of giving power to the people instead of one leader. Also, the National Salvation Front wants this because they don't want a government like a theocracy. As seen in the past in a government, with religion and government together did not work for Egypt. Mohammed Morsi and the Muslim Brotherhood were a cause of this. As said earlier, Morsi was a part of the Muslim Brotherhood and wanted a theocracy as the type of government. This evidently didn't work out, and he was overthrown. The National Salvation Front has seen how this did not work for Egypt, so they believe that religion should not be a part of the government like it is in a theocracy. This picture shows where on the scale secular democracy lies in comparison with statism and anarchism. The mark of secular democracy is a little right of the middle, so it is a little more on the anarchism side of the scale.